All right, second attempt. Wow, already screwing it up. Second attempt at a live feed, adjusted for horizontal video. Fancy. And we're gonna do the whole one. So again, I just start wherever. This one's a different paper than the last video. It's a glossy cover stock for an inkjet. It has a little bit more resistance and friction when cutting. It also makes very different sounds. It kind of sounds like plastic pants rubbing together. Don't love it. Try not to get too crazy with curved shapes, because I know that cutting it out is not going to be super fun. Frame, right? Okay. After the last video, I dropped my camera on the cube I just made, so I already smashed the loot box. I'll make another one. It's a nice thing with this stuff. You can, it can sit on your shelf for years, or you can just be like, cool, give it away as a gift, or smash it and make another one. Soldier out of the way. You usually cut out the head first. I don't know why. It seems like I got a lot done in a short amount of time. You just go back. You just keep cutting. Sometimes I like to break it up, or I start scoring and doing other things. But for this video, let's just cut everything out first. You can see my cutting mat has some fair wear and tear, because I'm always cutting in the same spot. I should rotate or something, but I get all weird if the numbers are on the borders or upside down. I already cut that. So this is D.Va from Overwatch, or a version of D.Va from Overwatch. It's more of the Gremlin D.Va, which is the video game kind of troll, maybe, character that she might be privately. might do a regular D.Va at some point. D.Va's actually my main in the game. I've been playing her, Symmetra, Soldier 76, Reinhardt, Torbjorn the most. I haven't had a real chance to try Orisa yet. She keep every game I jump into, it seems like someone's already picked her, and I feel bad being a brand new character and letting my team down. But maybe I'll jump in arcade or something and try her out this week. So long straight cuts like this, I usually use a ruler. I do have one sitting right here, but I'm gonna wing it. Just a steady hand. I recommend an X-Acto knife for this stuff, but I've used scissors, I've used all manner of cutting utensils. As long as you can get a clean straight line, you should be alright. So far we have the head, the body, the legs. There's probably some clever way to just kind of loosely cut out the arms and then cut them both out at the same time by flipping one over, because they're just kind of mirrored objects, mirrored shapes. But not that fancy. I'm still going to have to go back and cut out the slots on all of these. Sometimes with the arms I just do every direction. So somebody should do short little cuts. So I'll do all the verticals and then I'll do all the horizontals. So this is obviously supposed to be Mountain Dew. I used to drink so much Code Red Mountain Dew that if I didn't drink it, I was getting headaches, so I stopped. Cold turkey. I still, if I'm in Boston, I live in New York. It's not really available everywhere here, but I find it's available almost everywhere in Boston I've been to. It just seems anyway. And so if I'm in Boston for like the Penny Arcade Expo or seeing friends or doing whatever, I'll do it. Dig myself into that hole. I like the idea of this. I saw it a few places. This like martini with Mountain Dew with a Dorito in it. So I wanted to include that. Sometimes it's tougher to cut out the little stuff, but it's alright. So put the accessories aside. You mentioned this. Sometimes I just like to cut out the character illustration. free. All right. So I'm going to score all the folds with a ruler. You can use, I think I mentioned this in the last video, but just in case, I use this blade. I've been using this blade a lot, so it's a little tougher to cut with, but that is good in this case because I don't want to cut through the paper. This is a glossy cardstock, if I haven't mentioned that. The last video was the Overwatch Loot Crate. This was a matte cardstock, and that Soldier 76 I have laying around. This is actually just regular letter paper. You can see it's a lot. It's a little spongier, I guess, or you know, not as rigid as just using cardstock, but it still works. So I've been just trying out a new printer I got, different materials, so I printed these different ones. So again, you don't want to press all the way, but just kind of lightly drag along anywhere that you want to fold. And if you can line up as much stuff as possible, like tabs and other folds, that's great. And then I'm just going to go in and cut the slots. You can kind of tell from the back, it's probably hard to tell from the video, but you can see sort of indents where you've scored, and it'll create cleaner folds. So you can just kind of lightly do that and get a really nice 90-degree. See, I didn't score that. It would just, anything that's scored will just fold, but anything that doesn't will just bend. So. And there again. So I'm not in love with this paper so far. It's got a, I always miss something. It's got a, I won't say it's sticky, but it's kind of like no slip. So also sounds, I don't know if the mic's picking up the sounds this paper's making, but it sounds like rubber pants. You always want to fold everything before you actually interconnect everything, just so. Getting sloppy. And cool. What? Is that noisy? Yeah. I love that. Okay. The colors look nice and vibrant, and it's got that kind of sheen, so like depending on what character you're printing with it, this would be pretty cool, but just don't like the actual noises it's making. And that sort of texture. See? That's when you don't use a ruler and you just screw it up. There we go. Now you want to watch out for characters that don't have the back tab, because it'd be really easy to just, I've done this plenty of times, where I score right over where the hair is and it just leaves a line. So you just want to do the tabs. Yes, yes, yes. It's easy to check the back to see if you missed something, either a score or a cut, like these tabs. Once again, you fold everything first. Because everything really connecting to the back, but you know, actually 2 tabs will hold it. I usually put on the head last, just to make sure everything else fit together properly. So keep that aside. So I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna score my hand here. Also cut the slots. Find you don't have to really score the slots on the arms. Just that the cut's more than 50% or 50% of the thing anyway, so it just kind of bends to your will. There's one more. There's times where you miss a score or something if you haven't tried folding everything before you start putting it together. You might have every piece together and then you try to bring this down and you realize you haven't scored it and it's just gonna bow. It's always best to just kind of fold everything at least once before you start actually assembling. The legs are super easy. Score, score, score. You can score this if you want. Cut that. Cool. All right. So this is what I'm talking about, the sound. Insert the legs. Squeaking so much. She's all set. You can slip a Mountain Dew in her hand here. Yum, yum, yum. So that's that. I don't see any comments or questions, so I'll leave it at that. That's Gremlin D.Va. Thanks for watching.